Marketing That Works is the podcast for business owners who want to move their brand forward so that they can bring in more sales and clients. I'm Danielle Harris, and I'm bringing you what I know from more than 12 years of experience in traditional and online marketing. I have created marketing strategies for businesses of all sizes, from multi-million-dollar corporations to early-stage online businesses. Remember, some marketers chase fads. I believe in mastering the fundamentals. I haven't worked with a single person who didn't want to see results now. Marketing working now, more clients now, more money now. And I'm not above any of this. If I put work into something, I want to know that I'm going to get and see results. And ideally, I want to see them sooner rather than later. But here's what I've noticed with my clients. When things start working in their business, when clients start coming in, when marketing starts connecting with people, for them, it means something deeper. It means that they've made a good choice, that betting on themselves was the right call, that they're meant to have this business and can actually run it and have it support them. Having results happen right now doesn't mean anything greedy. It typically means that they want proof that they are on the right path. So let's talk about getting results now. Let's talk about what it really takes to start getting the results that you want to see in your business. Start seeing them faster, the skills that are needed, and some of the pitfalls that get in the way of success happening as quickly as you want. Now, when you're running a business, there are a lot of unknowns. You're not exactly sure when the next person is going to buy, not sure if this one style of reel is going to work, or if this email is actually going to be the thing that makes the most impact. And your ability to move forward with these unknowns, that really determines how quickly you'll find success in your business. Now, I want to tell you all this story. This story, it's honestly really fundamental for me, and it's completely changed how I think about things that slow you down, how I think about moving forward when things are unknown. And it really gets me thinking about what it takes to push forward faster, and to know what you're working towards and how you want to get there. So the story starts with a mentor of mine giving me an exercise. Like a literal exercise. She told me to do 100 burpees for a time. And she gave me this exercise because she told me it would help me with the lesson of doing what it takes when you don't know the end result, when you're not sure if your strategy will work. Now, I know part of you is just like, you're just doing burpees. But here's the thing, I was thinking similarly, but we're going to go down this journey. I'm going to tell you all the things that I learned along the way. Now, before we go any further, let's be completely clear. I'm not a gym girly. Like, I'm not a gym girly, but I'm not in there hitting it every single week, doing all of the things. I'm just not. So I did not know at all how long it would take me to do 100 burpees. I had no idea what it would require of my body. I just had a lot of unknowns. But even still, I did this challenge. I gave it a go. And when I did my first 15, honestly, I was fine. But it was around burpee number 20 that all these started to come through my brain. Just like, I should take a break. Why did I decide to do this? How much time has passed? My shoulders hurt. Why didn't I bring water? And not only that, I hit the timer as I was doing these burpees, so I had no idea how much time had passed. The only thing that I knew was what burpee I was on. And I got to a point where, honestly, I was really questioning if I should keep going. But then I hit number 70, and I was just like, you know what? I've made it this far. I should just keep going. And I focused on doing one at a time. And then I questioned again why I was doing this. But I went back to just 5 more, just a few more. You're almost there. And the next thing I knew, I had finished with a time of 26 minutes, 21 seconds. And look, like I said, I had no frame of reference of if this was good or not, how long it would take. But honestly, I was just glad that I did it in under a half hour. And so afterwards, after I did this exercise, I went back and I told my mentor, and she was just like, good. Now do it again next week. And I looked at her and I was like, oh, what? Because I didn't want to do it again. My arms hurt. It was tiring. And while I understood that, she's trying to teach a lesson and all this stuff, I figured I had gotten the lesson. It was just keep going, keep pushing through, one step at a time, da 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 da. But she told me to do this, and I'm always trying to be a good student. So I did it again. But this time was different. This time I brought water because I didn't before. And this time I wore good socks because I didn't before. But, more than that, I had proof that I could do this. Because the first time, I figured I could do 100 burpees. I was like, oh, it might be rough, but I figure I can do it. But this time I was going into it knowing oh yeah, I could do it. I did it before. I had tangible proof. I went in there with my eyes open. I knew that some body part, like my shoulder, was going to hurt partway through. I knew that I would question why I was even doing this when no one was forcing me. And I also knew that if I was going to do this, I had to be the one to encourage myself to go through. And so I did it. I still doubt it though. I still wanted to take breaks, but I knew that focusing on one burpee at a time, that would get me to the end. And so I did the 100 burpees again, and I finished 4 minutes faster, 22 minutes, 35 seconds. And that 4 minutes that I cut off, that is 4 minutes of pure mental BS that I just cut out. Because let's be clear, I did this 1 week later. And trust me, I was not training or doing anything to do this faster or better. The only difference was my expectations and my readiness. And this is what I see happening with my marketing clients all the time. Just like those 4 minutes represented time lost to doubt and hesitations doing those burpees, there are specific mindset blocks that add time to how quickly you see results in your business. Let me break down exactly what changed between my first and second attempt, because these are the exact same shifts that help my clients get results faster. The first thing, I stopped questioning if I could do it. Like I said, the first time I kind of figured I could do it, but I wasted a lot of energy wondering if I could actually complete all 100 burpees and what time it would take and all these other things. But the second time, I had proof. This is exactly what happens in your business. The first time you're trying to attempt something new in your marketing, you're wasting time and energy questioning, oh, is this going to work? You're thinking, what's the best way? Can I do it like this? What happens if it doesn't work out and people see me fail? All of those things are adding time to your results coming to you. But once you have proof, even small wins, you start moving faster. Now, the second thing was that I knew what to expect. The first time I did those burpees, everything that came up at burpee number 20, burpee number 45, burpee number 70, those were all things that were surprises to me. My shoulder hurting, me getting tired, me wanting water. The second time I did this exercise, I anticipated those challenges. Just like in your business, when you know what fears and doubts will come up as you market yourself, you can prepare for them instead of letting them slow you down. If you know that there are certain points during a launch that you doubt if more people will sign up, you will prepare. You'll get coaching. You will have friends support you. You will pull up the data from the last launches and see what you did to prepare. All of those things will help you to move faster and see results faster. And the last thing that changed was that I celebrated progress differently. The first time, I only focused on the end goal, the 100 burpees. But the second time, I celebrated every 10 burpees, sometimes every 5. And this is a huge shift that I help my clients make all the time too. Instead of only celebrating when they book a client, they learn to celebrate each piece of content that's created, each comment that's received, each small win that shows that they're moving in the right direction and that their business is feasible and that it's going to be able to support them. I've had clients who went from being afraid of sending emails to doing it consistently. And while their goal was to make more sales from mostly emails, but I had to remind them that there was a time when sending an email freaked them out, and now they're getting people to convert from emails. That's a huge step, and that's a huge win. And focusing in on those small celebrations helps you to move faster to the result that you actually want. Now, I said that I did the 100 burpees twice. That's not the complete story, because actually I did that nonsense for a third time. I did 100 burpees for a third time during the Christmas break after I ate all these cookies and wings and everything else. And something was actually really interesting with doing the burpees for this third time. It was actually filled with so much expectation. I cut down so much time between the first and the second, and I was worried about, is this going to be slower this third time? Will I be able to meet these expectations that I had? I wondered what it would mean about me if I couldn't keep up with that same pace. And here's the thing. You would think that, you've done it before, you have this proof, but Just because I had done it before didn't mean that I was necessarily so much more confident. If anything, I felt pressured. But what I needed to hold on to was that I knew what kept me making progress, just focusing on one at a time. Even though I wished that I could do it faster, I focused on doing one at a time. Even when I wanted to judge myself or needed to take water breaks, I focused on just doing one more at a time. And y'all, I did those 100 burpees in 18 minutes. I cut down 8 minutes from my initial time doing it. And what's more impressive to me is that I cut down time even when I was doubting and judging. I cut down time even when I was just like, it's the holidays, like I should be relaxing. And just to give you some insight, I want to read you a bit of the reflection that I gave to my mentor about doing it for this third time. I wrote, "This is an ongoing lesson for me, but how much faster would I be if I focused and didn't worry about the time? I mean, if I literally just applied this lesson, half of my issues would be solved. Danielle, stop worrying about the time." And I'm always amazed at how much time mental BS takes. Literally, my thoughts make me better. And this exercise is the clearest representation of that. And of course, my mentor had to come for me. She said, "Oh, so just to rephrase this, Danielle, you basically said, see how capable I already am and how much that's amplified when I get out of my own way?" I'm like, well, dang, okay, fine. And it's so true. This part here, like, it's half the battle. And for me personally, I'll take this lesson with me for the rest of my life. Because yes, I see how I save time, but also it became so clear how I've added time to the goals that I had in the past. I added hours by avoiding tasks I didn't feel confident about. I added days of not bringing content to life. I added months to my progress, simply not trying to build out the business I wanted because I wasn't sure if people would want to work with me. And if you're listening, I'm sure that you've experienced something very similar. And for me, doing this exercise was just a great representation of how those thoughts can really add to the time it takes to getting the success that you want. And it's so funny because when we want things to happen faster, we tend to ignore the thing that can help us shave off so much time. While getting out of my own way helped me cut out those first 8 minutes off of my time, there was something else that I discovered in that third attempt. While getting out of my own way helped me cut those first 8 minutes off my time, which honestly, ask any fitness person, like that's huge and amazing. But there was something else that I discovered during that third attempt. Through mindset work alone, I got from 26 minutes to 18 minutes, and that's incredible progress just from getting out of my own way. But here's the thing, like if I wanted to say get to under 15 minutes, like that will require more than just like thinking positively and doing one at a time. Like I need to actually build skills. I need to do cardio. I need to do strength training because like I said, my arms hurt after doing that. Your marketing works the same way. Getting out of your own way with mindset work and thinking better, like it will take you far, like much farther than you probably realize. But if you want to keep accelerating your results, you'll need to have specific skills too. And I want to break down the 3 skills that I see making the biggest difference in how quickly my clients have gotten results. And the first is simply tracking success. And if you think that this is a soft mindset skill thing, then respectfully, you are wrong. Tracking progress and success is the best shortcut to making rapid progress. I can't tell you how many clients I've worked with who didn't know what content performs the best for them, who didn't know which clients in their one-on-one containers get the best results working with them, or who didn't know where their clients were even coming from. Like that's tracking success. And if you don't track it, you can't repeat it. You can't improve it. You can't do it faster. And tracking doesn't require you to have some crazy spreadsheet. It can be super simple to set up, but not realizing what actually works is making you slow down your progress. I remember a client who didn't realize that most of her successful clients had a very similar profile, and that most of these clients were actually coming to her the same way. For her, faster results just meant tracking and focusing more of her time and energy on what already works best for her. Imagine how much faster she would get results if she only focused her efforts on the things that are already getting her the best results. Now, Tracking alone, that isn't enough. The second skill that will get you faster results in your marketing is managing your schedule. I can't tell you how often I have a one-on-one session with a client, and our session is more about calendar management than content creation. And I say this is an important skill because when people say they want faster results, they don't ever put time on their calendar to focus on creating those results that they want. You have to put time on your calendar to write those emails you want sent. You have to put time on your calendar to film those reels that will get you more exposure. I'm not talking about putting hours and hours of time blocks, but I am talking about, oh, I have an hour here, here's what I'm creating. Managing your calendar and priorities will get you results faster because you're clear on what you're doing and why you're doing it. I have a service provider client who always has either calls with clients or has time where she has to create things for her clients. And it was so important for her to schedule the time when she was going to have these calls with clients, work on the client deliverables, or work on her marketing. Because if there was nothing on her calendar, she was going to take that as free time, which is so true for, I'm sure, some of you. I know it's true for me. Just like, oh, nothing on my calendar, then nothing to do. What we worked on was coming up with a schedule that worked for when she was the most creative. And I helped her see the results faster because she was making time on her calendar for what she said was important. If that was an hour on Monday mornings to plot out what exactly she was going to do, then we had that. If it was an hour and a half gap where she could actually film things that she wanted to do, we put that on her calendar. She made time and prioritized the marketing things that she wanted to have done so she can have results faster. Now, we talked about having a system to track your success, and we talked about actually making a plan to work on your marketing, putting time on your calendar. There is actually one more very specific marketing skill that you really need to work on to start seeing faster results in your marketing. And that is working on your hooks. Learning to create great hooks is one of the most important skills that anyone should focus on if they're trying to see faster results in their marketing. Hooks will get people interested in actually looking at your marketing. Hooks will help you make better subject lines, better intros for reels. Hooks will make you have a great first impression when you're meeting someone face to face. A great hook actually also helps with workshops and podcast episodes. This is personally one of the skills that I'm working on very intently this year, just because I see where the landscape of marketing is going, and it's coming down to understanding your audience at a much deeper level, and it's about capturing their attention. And a good hook will do both. And if you're looking for ways to get faster results, making sure that people are looking at your content is the first place to start. And everything starts with a hook. So I talked about the skills and I talked about mindset, but now you might be thinking, okay, Danielle, I get this, that makes sense, but how do I actually start doing this and apply this? Well, it starts with addressing both sides of the equation. First, uncovering and removing what's slowing you down, those mental blocks that add minutes to your progress. Then it's about building core skills like tracking what works, managing your schedule, and creating hooks that really capture people's attention. I mean, think about the minutes that I cut with my burpees from 26 minutes to 22 to 18. Each minute represents the doubt, hesitation, and the mental blocks that I carried along the way. And in your business, those minutes might look like hours spent overthinking your content instead of posting, or days lost wondering if you're ready to launch, or weeks delayed because you're not sure if your marketing plan will work. And just like with my burpees, you can cut that time down, not by necessarily pushing harder, but by addressing both sides of that equation. And this is exactly why I created my upcoming workshop on January 15th, Create a Marketing Plan You'll Love and Stick With in 2025. Just like how I needed a mindset shift to cut my time from 26 minutes to 18 minutes, and how I need to learn more skills if I want to cut my time even more, during this workshop, you'll learn the tools needed to cut down the time it takes to get results. You'll get live coaching to unpack what's really slowing down your progress. You'll get step-by-step guidance on the specific skills you'll need to move faster, and you'll get personalized feedback to ensure that the strategy you use works for you. Because this isn't about creating another marketing plan that you'll just abandon by February. This is about finally having one that gets you results right now. Join me on Wednesday at 12:30 Eastern and head to the show notes to register for this free workshop. Let's make 2025 the year that you start seeing results faster. All right, y'all. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon. If you want more marketing that works right in your inbox, head to the show notes and sign up for the email list. You'll be the first to know how you can work with me on mastering your marketing.